Hello and welcome to this encore performance of From the Cat Box. We're doing encore performances, that is shows that you've liked the best all week this week, so we can get ready to share with you our 100th episode. Yes, next Monday. Be sure and join us. Meanwhile, enjoy this encore performance with Sterling Davis, the Trap King. Hello, you guys. Surprise! We've got dog people. Actually, Geraldine, you're a cat person.
I go both ways. I know.
Yeah, that's right. Spider here, you could be an honorary cat today.
We're gonna get him a cat suit. So when we fill in for Robbie, we have a cat suit for him. It would be hilarious. Hilarious, don't you think?
I think so. You know, I've been working on his spider costume, you know, and so yes, I really need to have a cat costume for him as well. Yeah, he wants to get working on his busy box. Cat lovers, if this is the first time you're seeing the show, that's Spider the trick dog, sometimes also known as Spider the naughty trick dog. And the way we get him enriched is by keeping him busy with some goodies. So I have some towels today filled with treats. Back off a little, buddy.
He's so used to like us timing him. I think he isn't so excited.
It's true. Filled with treats. And oh, by the way, welcome to the laundry lounge. And let's walk from the laundry lounge. Look at that. He's already in the studio. And we're going to go. Wait. And now he's got to go get his puzzle. And so we're going to do a little bit of enrichment here while Spider gets going. And
you can do this with your cat as well. You can actually build some of these busy boxes for your cat if you have cats that like to dig and look for things. And there are a lot of cats out there that act like dogs. I owned one for about 24 years. It was hilarious. So yeah. It's not a bad tip to use that for a cat if you have the right type of cat.
Yeah. So today we have a really special guest, Sterling Davis, aka Trap King. Now, if you don't know it, actually, why don't you explain just for a brief moment what trap, neuter, release is?
So this would be a program where you actually bring cats into traps. They're humane traps. WERUVA had donated quite a bit of food to help him trap cats in areas where they were just wild feral cats. And then they bring them in, check them for their health, make sure they have the medicines they need, neuter them, and then release most of them back out into that area so they can still patrol that area. Because remember, they do eat mice and they eat snakes and they eat all kinds of other predatory animals, and so there is a benefit to having some cats out there. So that's the type of program he'll work with. Some won't be released, some will, and he'll go into more detail when we interview him today.
Well, you'll get to see the Trap King himself in a moment here. Sterling Davis, he is the Trap King. Oh, Spider's already done with his busy box. Yeah. All right, here we go. So Sterling, aka Trap King, he's a sought-after speaker across the country. He speaks at events like CatCon, Cat Camp, Meow DC, fundraising events for rescue organizations and shelters all across America. His organization, Trap King, you need to go away. Goodbye, you're not a cat today. Go over there. Thank you very much. Okay. Oh, we just lost Geraldine. She'll be back. His organization, Trap King Humane Cat Solutions, focuses on educating, assisting, and doing TNR, trap, neuter, release, and community cat management. Sterling Davis's mission is to change the stereotypes not only of men in cat rescue, but also to bridge the gap in communication between black communities and predominantly white animal welfare organizations. Sterling lives and breathes his super cool motto, which I'm going to have him share with you. And so let us welcome to the show Sterling Davis, Trap King, and G-Dog, you're back with us too. Welcome.
Did we just come back at the same time? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, perfect. So welcome so much, Sterling, Trap King. Really great to have you with us. Now, you're in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes. And pardon me?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're so excited to have you today. Very much so, Sterling.
So, how did this happen that you became Trap King? How does a man become Trap King?
It's crazy because I have to say that I think everything in my life where I am now sitting in Trap. I don't know. Somewhere between, I've been doing entertainment my whole life, music, and I served in the military. I think now, looking back on it, when I thought I was going to do music forever, it seems like all my business in the entertainment industry and my time in the military was to help me be who I am now for this, actually. So it's crazy. It's crazy. Back in the day, if you would have asked me what I would be doing around this time, I would probably be a rock star, Jimi Hendrix or something.
I hear that. Yeah. And so here it is, you discovered cats. And I know that one of the things that's really important to you is to make that bridge between black and white communities because it's predominantly white women in animal welfare organizations. And here it is, you're a black man. And you have this slogan, which I think helps other men to realize. Please share it with us.
You don't lose cool points for compassion.
You don't lose cool points for compassion. I love that. So does that mean even I could be cool by being with cats?
Larry, you are cool.
Wow.
Pretty cool to me, Larry. So.
Thank you. Yeah.
But there's definitely a cool factor in animal rescue. Definitely a cool factor.
Yeah.
I want people to see that. That's the reason why, for one, I want people to know, people in rescue that do it, because there's so much compassion, fatigue, and burnout in it. I want the people that do it and to know that what we do, like rock star status, it's that the selfless act is a great thing. So we should be proud. It is fun. There is a positive thing to doing stuff like volunteer work or a self act like TNR and rescue. So I want people to know that you don't lose cool points for compassion. You gain points for compassion.
Right.
I love that. That's great. So I want to share with the folks some slides, some images that you have, and let's use that as some talking points for us to go through what we can talk about so many things here, Sterling. I'm really excited to go through this. So here you are with the Trap King van.
Yeah, that's my that's the Trap van.
The Trap van.
Yeah. When I started the nonprofit, that was, it was too difficult to afford cat surgeries and rent. So I got rid of most of my stuff, sold it, and bought me a conversion van. That's a Trap van. So I live and work out of that van. I'm very proud of that van. That's what I'm in right now. Here
we are. We're right at the Trap Van headquarters right now.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I love it. The whole inside would have been all shag carpet.
I got carpet in here. I got my back seat lets out to a little bed. It's kind of cool.
Cool.
And so you'll drive to a certain place in the Atlanta metro area and do your work.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
One of the things that helps out with it is I would run into just doing it. If you go out, you go home from work, you go out, you do TNR, you only have a few hours to try and catch this cat. So with this, I live out of my vehicle. I'll go and camp out all night until I catch the cat that I'm looking for. So
Got it.
it helps out a lot.
And
Cats are more active in the evening and in the mornings, when around the times when their prey would be awake and they're easier to spot, and it's an easier feeding time for them, especially if they're feral. So that's why he has to be really mobile in order to gain the most benefit of the time that he spends while he's out.
Right, exactly. They definitely they're more active when people are less active.
Correct. It's an amazing thing to witness, isn't it?
Right. It is. It's smart.
And then during the daytime, because it looks like you don't sleep, you're at school. You're doing school programs.
Oh yeah, I've done. Well, I did a book, and the book is actually on Amazon. It's called Marvin Trapking for a Day, and it's a children's TNR book. So a lot of the schools that I go to, I'll talk to the students, explain to them about community cat care, and read the book. And the main point of it is to just teach the compassion at a young age. I think that's a good start. It helps with not just animals, but us as people and humans when we get older. So that's from a couple of schools. That's from one school that slide there that I went to. That one there is actually me with the Girl Scouts.
Oh, wonderful.
I've been trying to. Another thing I've been trying to do is to get a TNR badge for the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts. I think it goes hand in hand.
Oh,
Positive more activity. So I've been pushing for that behind the scenes a little bit to have a TNR badge for the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts.
well, I'm an Eagle Scout. I don't call myself a former Eagle Scout. I am an Eagle Scout for life. So if I can provide a letter of support to the Boy Scouts, I am happy to do so. Wow. That's a game changer, Sterling. Yeah.
I would love to see that same program in like the 4-H programs that are across the nation. That would be an amazing addition to every 4-H program. And I know more will be popping up soon. So
I think I would love it. I would love it. I think it'll help a lot. Like I said, the same thing with the schools is just teaching the compassion young. And I think when you start out young with any living creature, you start with that and you can develop, and it goes to every living creature when you grow.
correct.
Say the name of your book again.
Oh, Marvin Trapking for a Day.
Okay, I got it right here. So I'm going to put it up on screen so folks might be able to check it out.
Yeah,
All
it's on Amazon now. It's a cool little book. I want to do some more as well because it's fun. I like going to the schools and reading books to the kids. It's always cool to see the little kids light up.
Yeah.
And this me being read too when I was young. It was cool. You don't see that as much. So I like it.
Yeah, it seems you get a good reaction. Excuse me, go ahead, Gerald.
What's the funniest question one of the children has ever asked you during one of your presentations?
The funniest question a kid has ever asked me is the funniest question was, are all cats girls and are all dogs boys?
Well, that's a
Oh.
question.
Question I ever had. But I'll tell you another time that wasn't necessarily, it was a question, but it was hilarious because I was in the middle of reading the book, and my cat, Demita Joe, I usually bring her out with me. And so one of the young ladies stood up, and right while I was reading the book, because I didn't bring Demita Joe that day, she had been out traveling a lot. I just let her hang back at the hotel room. So in the middle of me reading the book, the young lady just stood up and was like, "Okay, wait, did you really not bring Demita Joe?" That's
Just like that.
It was like, listen, did you really not bring Demita Joe? Because that's why I'm here. Like, she really wanted to clear that up because she was ready to check out. That was hilarious to me.
You have some of your fans with us today in the audience. Tamika Boatwright. Hey, Sterling. Congratulations, Sterling.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Tamika. Really great to have you.
Thank you, Tamika.
Yeah. And Zachariah, the store zoophilist land?
Zophilist?
Okay, very good. And we've got a hello from Sarah Smith from Saginaw. Great to see you, Sarah.
Yes.
Great. Oh, we've got a LOL from Tamika again. Great. Okay.
I've been knowing Tamika for a while too.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Could you give us a few numbers of how many cats you normally trap when you're out on, say, a really successful night?
Well, I've literally had nights where I've gone out and caught 20 and 30. And that was more so usually when I had more access to vets when I worked for, because before I started my own nonprofit, I worked for a really big shelter out here, actually the county shelters. And I had access to more traps, more vehicles, more. So it was nothing to go out and be able to trap 20 to 30 cats a night. But
Wow.
I've also gone out like with teamed up with other organizations like in Florida, in Hollywood, Florida. We teamed up and I think we did like 75 cats in a day. We trapped and we rescued them, got them from TNR, and that's one of the funnest things is coming together and doing it. I try to preach that more too in rescue, because so many cat people aren't usually people. So you'll have a rescue group right here and another rescue group right around the corner, and they don't even work together or know of each other. So of being able to come and bring everybody together, and we all do it together. You get more done that way too.
I love that.
It's astounding to me. I mean, if I'm doing the math, I mean, 20 cats in a night, and you're probably not catching 100% of them.
Oh no.
Come out on the next night and
Some of
And
these
mothers with the babies. You're not catching the mothers and the babies, and that's part of what's feeding what's happening.
yeah. Well, part of what's impacting me, because as you folks know, and the audience is learning, I'm not that knowledgeable about cats. I love cats, but I'm a dog professional, So I'm aware of dogs in shelters. I see cats in shelters. I play with cats in shelters. But the impact of cats in shelters, you're really helping me understand the overpopulation problem.
Oh yeah, it gets serious. I mean, you think I've rescued cats before that were 4 months old and pregnant. So
4 months old and pregnant.
So
wow.
Cat is getting pregnant. The rate that they're reproducing is out of this world. So that would mean more being euthanized. You have more flooding, rescues and shelters trying to find them homes. So it definitely becomes a problem. And TNR, the reason why I preach it so much is because it is a humane alternative. And I tell people a lot of times, I'm not just an advocate of TNR, I'm an advocate of humane cat solutions. That's why I made that a title of the nonprofit. It's Trapking Humane Cat Solutions, because if there's something better than TNR that's humane, I'll be for that too. So I'm looking for humane cat solutions, and right now that's what TNR is. That's what makes it so important.
And besides helping the community with understanding cat ownership and what cats are all about, you also help bridge a gap with the bird community, which is a really neat point to discuss, because a lot of people don't think about the bird community and cats, and especially feral cats, and there's actually a big relationship there, whether it be symbiotic or not. A little bit on that, because I think people would really love to hear a little bit about that.
Yeah, and let me first say, bird people, I love y'all. We are on the same team. Trust me when I say this, because I get a lot of emails and I know a lot of my rescue people get a lot of negative feedback sometimes when it comes to birds. But and usually it's because, hey, you support cats, then these cats are killing these birds. So the bird community will likely be upset. TNR being something that's humane population control actually helps that. You have less cats overpopulating the situation, being aggressive and attacking these birds when you do TNR. So a lot of times when I see the bird people come out and they're like, hey, you and those cats, they're killing the birds. I want you to know, I want everybody to know that this is something good. If you like birds, or if you like cats, and you don't like cats, it's definitely good for what's happening as far as the bird population, because it calms that aggression and it stops the overpopulation.
Excellently said.
A lot of people don't think about that. So it's a really great awareness to have, especially if you let your pets out a lot. If you have indoor cats and you're letting them out often, what they're actually doing while they're out there. So you bring a lot of awareness to pet parents and parents in general to their children everywhere.
Yes.
And another thing I want to bring up, a quick point I want to bring up on that too. Shout out to my buddy Samantha Martin and the amazing ACROCATS. Some of that aggression too, pet owners, play with your pets, play with your babies, get some of that playing in. Right here, this is my baby Demita Joe at one of the amazing ACROCATS show. I work with Samantha Martin and amazing ACROCATS. I hate to use the word circus because that can be taken completely wrong. So it's more so like a show where the cats, she uses clicker training enrichment to help the cats do all different types of tricks. And Demita, she brings her bell, she's doing a trick right there. And I brought that up because, like I said, play with your pets. It's good for bonding. It's good for teaching, learning, playing. And also it can save their life. My baby here in this picture, Demita Joe, she's whistle trained. So if there's ever an emergency of any sort and you want to get your cat to a carrier as fast as possible without running around like, come here, Fluffy, come here, get the carrier, to literally be able to blow a whistle and your cat runs right in the carrier is an amazing thing. It can save time going to the vet, and it can possibly save their life in an emergency.
Beautifully said. Yeah. Also, I too have to give a shout out to the ACROCATS. My girlfriend Jen and I saw a show of theirs, and I asked her after we spoke yesterday, Sterling, if we had seen Demita Jones. No, we hadn't. But the cat that she remembers is Tuna.
Oh, Tuna, yeah, Tuna.
I think it's okay, Spider. You don't have to be jealous of the kitty cat.
Yeah, is that what was going on? Spider was like, wait a minute.
I don't know. The cat show, my friend. It's a cat show.
Cat show. Well, I think it's great. Cats, just like dogs, need to work. They want to work, and since they aren't hunting for their food, they get that energy out of them by transmutating it into play, attack, bunny kick, pounce, purr, roll around, dig, hunt for things. So it's our job as cat owners and dog owners to entice that behavior. And there are all kinds of products out there to do that. And you can make some in your house.
Yeah.
So I applaud you for inspiring people to spark their imagination, to come up with ways to entice their pets to play.
Oh, yeah.
Every day.
Oh yeah, play. You gotta play with them every day. I mean, like you said, they're the ultimate little hunters. So they want to earn it. They want to earn their treats and snacks. They want to do it. So it's good. It's healthy, definitely. And Samantha helped me learn that. So now my baby Demita, she is. We gotta put it this way. I can't leave a bell around for a treat. And I'm gonna tell you, if I leave that bell sitting out in this van, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning, she's bing, 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 bing.
Sterling, you are an incredible bridge builder. Many bridges you build is a racial one, and the stereotype is that people who are doing cat rescue are predominantly white and women. And what you're doing with both the Black community, Black communities, plural, and men, plural, is just astounding. Can you say about that? Because I know how central that is to your mission.
Yeah, it was, I guess me growing up and automatically loving cats, I knew I was the guy amongst my small circle growing up that I was the weird cat loving guy and paints his nails and does weird stuff like that. I knew I was that guy in my little circle, but getting older, growing up, I saw more that it wasn't likely, and it was like, wow, I didn't know it was so severe for a man to have a cat. Like the young kid that asked me, "Are dogs boys and are cats girls?" Like it's that unaware. We're that unaware at times when we're young. So the more I started to see that, it became important. And I'll say this too. There's a lot of guys even before me. Shout out to these guys that are also advocating the same thing, like IMO show, Catman.
Oh yes, and who was the second?
Catman of West Oakland, Adam Maya. That's my good buddy Adam Maya. Nathan the Cat Lady, Chris the Cat Guy. It's so many of them. Colin Marmalade's dad, Chris Poole. A lot of these guys are my friends. We've trapped together, so they've been promoting that too. So I wanted to promote that, get that out there more, continue that, as well as, like I said, bring the Black community in as well, because that's very rare. I went to a best friends conference out here in Atlanta, and it was focused mainly on cats. And I think out of maybe 800 people, I was the only Black guy there.
Wow.
And that was when I really was like, it really hit me like, wow. So how much are the cats missing out on? How much help are the cats missing out on if we have complete demographics totally unaware of something that's been going on even before I was born? Women have been doing this before I was even born, and there are demographics that have no idea what it is, why it's important, or engaged in it at all. So that was where it was like, okay, let me find a way to make this cool. Let me make this hip. And let me find a way to end that crazy cat lady stereotype. We gotta end that too. The cat ladies aren't crazy. They're compassionate. Trap queen.
You're awesome.
Right.
What
Well,
you
I said you're possum.
yeah.
That's
So,
the cat ladies are possum.
to bring this real contemporary. So, you're out at night, and the good folks of the Atlanta police come around, and here's this Black man, hunting around in the bushes saying, "Oh, I'm trapping cats." How do you deal with that?
It's been a lot, and the crazy part about it, when I started it, is one of the reasons why I started filming. When people, like a lot of the stuff that I have on social media, when I first started doing it, I worked for a shelter, and I would be out at all times of night doing TNR trapping, and I didn't have a supervisor watching over me. And then I would be afraid of who might see me or what they may think. So I started filming a lot of stuff because, for one, they know my company know I'm working, and then for two, if something happened, if somebody jumps out here and says something to me. So there's been plenty of times where I've been stopped by the police. I've had guns pulled out on me before. I've been called some negative names in certain neighborhoods. It's been a lot, but I think now, like I said, with doing stuff like filming, having a phone or a camera out, or the van, now that I have the van and I have cat stuff all over the van, it helps out a lot with some of the stuff that I would get into first and foremost when I just be out there trapping. Because I had to learn. I was, I jumped out real excited, just all passion. So I would be out there with just traps. I had to learn quick that, okay, you might want to speak to the HOA, or you might want to talk to the apartment complex management before you just jump out of a van with traps in the middle of the night. So it's definitely been a learning process.
So little by little, the HOAs, the homeowners associations, the neighborhood watches, the police, they've come to know you, and they've come to know if somebody has one of these traps that humanely will catch an animal, that they're probably here for a good reason.
Yeah, and that's why the education is so important beforehand, because to prevent having a situation with police or from someone, just someone that a tenant in a complex or a homeowner that sees you out there, you don't want to run into that. So it is real important to speak with them, and I've learned that to do presentations and have flyers and make sure that they understand that I'll be there, and not just for me, but again for the cats, for them to understand that there is a humane alternative than to just try to euthanize, as well as people after me, people in other communities or people that may come in that community and want to do the same thing. You know that this is for a positive reason.
Yeah. Well, and you also build bridges with the white community, because I think if I understand you correctly, you also create permission for white women to come into black communities where there might be black men. It's
horrible that we even have to have permissions, because especially when especially when a woman is going into the community looking to help clean up that community, as far as the cat population and everything. So it's bad, but that is something that I've had to do, in the sense of I've gone to, and I said this before in a presentation that I did at the Academy in Virginia not too long ago, where I was returning some cats. I'm in the back of the van, I'm getting some cats out, and I'm returning them, and I could see a group of black men coming behind me. I knew they were behind me as kids and everybody playing, so I didn't think nothing of it when I saw them behind me. But then I looked again, and I could see they were moving in closer to come say something to me. And I'm like, okay, maybe they want to learn about TNR. That'd be cool. But they came to me and they were like, white people in the government, they put tracking devices and diseases in these cats and bring them out here to harm. And I was like, wow, that I was like, that's what you think? I would have never thought that. And the first thing I said is, why wouldn't it be something more typical? Because if black people typically don't like cats, why wouldn't it be in something like some fried chicken or something, right? Like kind of like our thing. Something at least fit the stereotype. It's not cats. So I sat there and I talked to those guys for a minute. I talked to my brothers for a minute and explained to them that, hey, that's not what's going on. And I've had to do that on a lot of levels, even with my volunteers, where they'll go in certain communities and they'll come back with no cats and nothing, like, hey, I'm never going back over there again. I can't. Like, I got harassed, I got cursed out. So there's been times I'll take them back to this community and explain, like, hey, this is what's happening. This is why it's happening. There is no implant tracking devices or diseases, not from this community. And I can understand brothers and sisters feeling that way because of other things that, like what we're into now. But I try to explain to them that's not the case here. That's not. It's not, even with the issues we have going on now. It's not a black and white issue. It's an issue with police, and the way our police officers are being trained.
Yes.
So it's not a black and white issue. It's a police issue. So
yeah, well said. Yeah, and I support that.
Yeah, I try to explain that in rescue as well. It's not it's not about not caring for the people in the community and only the animals. Their focus is just the animals. And I want to, with everything that's been going on too, to be able to show that the rescue community cares and is compassionate about not just the animals but the people in the community has been awesome as of late. I love it.
You're actually changing people's minds surrounding around the fear. Fear in general, and I don't mean just fear of animals, but fear of people, human animals being afraid of other human animals. Because right now they might see someone wrestling in the bushes and go, hey, wait a minute, that might be Sterling. Hold on, let's check for his van. Like, we might change the atmosphere around what you're looking at and not jumping to conclusions or jumping into that bias that we have a tendency to jump into, that all of us should stop right now to the best of our ability. So thank you for doing that. You also help so I've trained for all races, all colors, all religions, all pretty much socioeconomic everythings. And one thing I noticed was every family that was either predominantly African American or blended, there was at least 1 to 2 children or the parents of that family were afraid of dogs. Afraid. And some deathly afraid. Others were willing to give it a try and all of that and really blend into having a pet in their house. But others had to I had to bring pets over to start acclimating them to not have that fear. So you do that for so many different people across the world and also your counterparts across the country because there's only one you. So thank God there are some duplicates or today on the show we'll call them we'll just say you have some clones.
Here you are enjoying life with cats. You've got remind me your cat's name who's draped across your lap here.
Davita Joe across my lap and my buddy up there, Captain Patch. During the quarantine, I was able to quarantine with 2 buddies of mine.
Let me get back to that image I lost. There we are. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were hanging out. That's Captain Patch. Captain Patch has his own Instagram, y'all. Y'all gotta follow Captain Patch the cat. He's amazing.
Yes.
Cat.
And is this also Captain Patch?
You giving me
great.
This is some sandpaper kisses.
Oh, I love those. They're like a makeup remover.
Exfoliate.
Yeah.
That's my buddy Deb right there too. We were out, took the babies out. That's Davita Joe, Captain Patch.
Yeah.
Deb works with the amazing ACROCATS as well.
Right. Yeah. I'm impressed that you guys are masked up and doing the work right in the middle of the pandemic. And it does not stop. Right. And also just on a branding note, I just love that you've got your branding right on your mask there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's great.
It's funny because coming from an entertainment background and a music background, you want to brand yourself in a certain way, and you want your music to cross different genres and all different types of people. When I started TNR, I guess coming from an entertainment background, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to take TNR and move it across different genres in the different areas where it wasn't, to a point where I could make it as popular as recycling. So I guess that's where that comes from, because I seriously, that logo is on everything now. I got stickers everywhere. I think I see it in my sleep. It's crazy.
Well,
it's been motivating to have it around, right? To be singing it and living it, and you live it. So it's like it's fun to have that around. I mean, I have I want a pillow right there. So I mean,
you've got your shirt on too.
Got my shirt on. I even have catnip bubbles right here, so I can blow at the end of the show.
Yeah. Her meow Joanna back there.
We'll get more to you.
Coming from the entertainment industry, that really makes sense that you've brought that sense of playfulness and bigness to this world. And you've got this wonderful line that I've got to share with the folks: from rapper to trapper. Very clever.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So here you are. It looks like you're at a shelter or a veterinarian.
Let me see. That's the big. I think that's Muse Bigelow, the feline gigolo. That's what I named that cat. That's the cat that I trapped working with the Asheville Cat Weirdos in Asheville.
The Asheville Cat Weirdos.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
But I trapped that guy. We trapped that guy and we got him fixed. He was still, of course, knocked out in this picture because if he woke up while I was holding him, it would be bad for me. So
yep.
He was sedated. We were about to put him back in the trap before he healed up for 24 hours and then we returned him back to his colony.
Oh, great. And Kobe, you got Kobe's jersey there.
That's me and my baby Demita Joe. I was able to I got lucky and found her a Lakers jersey, and I was like, I gotta do it. One of the few times you probably haven't seen me in a Trap King shirt, but I had to do it.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah.
Love it.
Here's another shot right here. I can't. If the cat is sedated or just really comfortable in your arms.
Definitely sedated.
Okay.
Either headed to surgery or coming from. I can't remember. I'm not sure. I think I still see some fixings there, so maybe headed to.
Yeah. That's great. Oh yeah, we've got to share with the folks. WERUVA donated $50,000 of food to your work. Bravo,
Yeah.
bravo,
Yes.
WERUVA.
Shout out to WERUVA and my buddy Chris at WERUVA. Chris and I have been talking for about a year, probably over a year, for ways to work together. And WERUVA they've been wanting to get more active in the community and the rescue side of things. And we have been talking for like over a year of ways we can do it. And recently, me and Chris Chris may actually come out here and do some TNR with me. We're still working on that, but we sat and we talked about getting this done. And this here was 16 pallets of $50,000 worth of cat food that's going to be used to feed cats and help people in underserved communities, as well as rescue groups that feed colonies and do TNR out of their own pockets. I'm lucky and blessed to be able to have a following and support that I do. But a lot of people do TNR and rescue without that following, without that support, and they're doing it with money out of their own pockets. And this food will be used to help them out because it's a lot. You'll get a pallet of food and say, wow, this is a lot of food. You'll be surprised how 2 colonies can run through so much food. So shout out to WERUVA, shout out to the people that's doing it and spending their own money on it after coming from work. Like, holy crap, y'all rule. So this is what it's to, and I'm grateful to be able to again be that bridge between a group like WERUVA and the community to be able to help my rescue peeps out.
Oh, that's great. Well, some of your rescue peeps are here. Emma Jones says, Trap King, love in action, stitching communities together, way to inspire. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you, Emma.
Great. And to Joel from Athens, Greece.
Whoa,
My dog and cats, I thought he was going to say Athens, Georgia.
right.
My dog and cats like the show. Oh, that's great, Joel. Welcome to you in Greece. Fantastic. I'm going to move this picture here so that Geraldine's face isn't obscured.
I like that cat right there. See it?
There we go. Oh, yeah, I love that behind you. What a great image. Yeah.
Why is that so
And-
cute? It's cute with a
It's
cat.
so cute. So cute.
And-
Little
Lisa Perry, thank you, Sterling. Please continue to educate all people how important TNR is to the community. Bravo. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, this is so great. Yeah.
This-
Love these comments, folks.
very nice.
The mission does not stop.
Wow. So on this show, Sterling, as you know, the show really supports rescue organizations, and we always love to give a shelter shout out. Geraldine and I would love to give a shelter shout out to, maybe one rescue organization that we learned about today.
Well, if I would do a shelter shout out, I have to say Planned Pethood. Planned Pethood out here in Atlanta with me. They do amazing work. I love Planned Pethood. I love the service. So that's just one of the shelters. I'm always trying to work with different groups and different shelters and bring together. And that's one of the first groups I started working with, and I still work with. I'll probably be bugging them next week soon, early morning, bringing some TNR kitties in. So shout out to Plan Pethood. I love y'all.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, Geraldine, maybe you could say this more eloquently than I, but our shelter shout out goes to you, Sterling.
Straight to you for all you do, all the work, all the worry, because I know there's a lot of worry involved with when you rescue, because you want to save every single one of them without injuring yourself so much so that you can't continue.
Oh yeah.
Bravo.
So thank you.
That's another point I would love to bring up too before we're done is compassion fatigue and burnout. Please, rescue peeps, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself and be good to one another. One of the biggest components, one of the biggest causes of compassion fatigue and burnout isn't necessarily just the resources or what we go through with the cats, but it's what we do or don't say to one another in rescue. So let's make sure we're positive and good to ourselves and one another in rescue too.
So true. You can't give a gift that you don't have. So if you're empty, you can't help other pets. And we fill each other up. And so it's really great that you fill yourself up, but we help each other and hold each other up. And then we can help more pets. Really important.
Yeah, I'm really, really glad you said that. Yeah, thank you.
So thank you.
And Sterling, you know that this show is also about gratitude and blessing. Is there somebody in your life or in the world who's on your mind, on your heart today?
Yeah, you know what? And y'all probably like that's not how it works, but I'm gonna say our country as a whole. Right now, we need compassion more than anything on so many levels. We could probably go on and talk about it forever. I'm gonna say the whole country, not one portion of it, not one sex of it, not one race of it. The whole country, everybody, not a political side, not one side at all. The whole country. I would want to, if I could extend any type of blessing. Let's come together, y'all. Compassion is up.
Beautiful. Yeah. And share with the folks once again your slogan.
You don't lose cool points for compassion, y'all.
Get extra bonus points for compassion.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Extra cool points.
Right.
Yeah. You are an incredible older Sterling. I mean, I'm really in awe. And yeah. Thank you.
The community raised me. So I speak for them. The rest of the community made me. It's a lot of amazing women who knocked me upside my head and got some sense into me and made me. So that's who I represent.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Stated. Beautifully stated. So that's why you sparkle, Sterling.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
My baby. I wish I could have.
Yeah. Around somewhere. Gonna make a cameo? Well,
no, that's making cameos. Just a little picture.
Look, she is literally in the front seat of the van.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, she's sunning herself. I would be. Oh, she's in heaven. Oh, I want to be her.
That is one comfortable cat.
She's like sunbathing and then the AC is blowing. It's like a perfect mix right now.
Yes. Well, Sterling, thank you so much for being with us on the show today. And shall we just do our gratitude right here, Geraldine?
Sure, absolutely. Would you like to start, or would you like?
I tell you who's on my heart today, who has already made a big contribution to me today, is a friend of mine from the public speaking organization that I've been doing work with. Heroic Public Speaking. I had a wonderful call this morning with one of my colleagues there, Edie Hoffman from Cambridge, near London. And she's going to be on the show in a couple of weeks. And just reminded me about just really what's important and what this show is about, and making a difference. And, sometimes when I'm in the middle of it, I can lose sight of the big picture. And frankly, you, Sterling, have really helped me to zoom back out and remind myself, why I'm doing this. So my gratitude to my friend Edie Hoffman.
That's Edie.
Yay, Edie.
Yay, beautifully stated. And I'm going to have a couple of people I'm grateful for today, if that's okay. I'm very grateful for you, Sterling. Grateful for you being a trailblazer, especially as an artist, because artists have the gift of being able to express themselves in many ways. So I'm really grateful for you being brave, breaking through, being almost fearless and jumping out there and changing the world. And also Robbie. We miss Robbie. She'll be back with us soon.
Yeah, you'll see Robbie next week. She'll be hosting this
soon. I'm so grateful for her. She always makes the show fun, easy.
And Geraldine smiling with that perfect smile. And you folks can fill in the blank of all your accolades for Robbie. You froze right then, and so we're having the folks just fill in the blanks with what they want to put in the blank there. But what were you going to say? Fun and easy, big smile, and
great to work with, and I love her attitude, and I miss her, and I know that this is not the first pet we're going to hold her hand through losing, so we're here for you through all of them, Robbie. We're grateful for you.
Yeah. Well, before we sign off, we've got a couple of more of your fans here, Sterling. Venus Jordan says, love, 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 Trap King, a godsend to the colony at my home and to me.
Oh, that's Venus. Hey, Venus. Venus, I've been trapped. We've been working together for a while with Venus. Colony around her house.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, and Geraldine's got some bubbles going here, too.
Start the bubble machine.
And then Peter Wolf. What a cool name. So glad to see Sterling Davis and TNR getting some well-deserved attention. Thank you, Peter.
Absolutely.
Yes. Great. Well, thank you again, everybody, for being... What were you going to say?
I wanted to say this, too, speaking of attention, too. We talked about men in TNR, me being a black man in TNR. I wanted to also give a shout out because we've had some black women that's involved too. I wanted to shout out Jennifer Barnes, TNR queen. She's doing TNR even without a vehicle. This young lady's done it on Lyft. She's TNR bus. I want to shout her out. I want to also shout Sassy out, my girl Sassy, who has been doing TNR, feeding colonies out of New York and really doing her thing. I wanted to shout them out as well because we were talking about men and me being a black man in TNR. We got some sisters out there that's doing the same thing too, and I wanted to highlight them as well.
Oh, that's really beautiful. Well, thank you everybody so much for joining us on this really special show. And thank you again, Robbie, for letting us host this in your place this week. All right. Thank you, Sterling. And take care, everyone. We'll see you again tomorrow on Dog Hugs.